Hi everyone, and welcome to this video on the full moon in Taurus, which happens on the 12th of November 2019 at 34 minutes past 1 in the afternoon, 1:34 in the afternoon, and that is based on UK time. Now, a full moon basically happens every month. It's when the sun and the moon are 180 degrees away from each other. The sun fully illuminates the moon. The moon reaches its monthly climax and it lets go of its energy and showers us with its energy because it is so light, and we're then bombarded with whatever sign the moon is in. And this full moon is in Taurus, so we're going to feel loads and loads of Taurus energy come in. So it's especially great for Tauruses because they'll feel very comfortable in their own skin. But for the rest of us, it's a great time to do anything practical, to do anything that has to do with the physical world, money, the body, your daily routine, work, career, vocation, love, sex, romance. All of those things kind of fall under the umbrella of Taurus, and this full moon lets go of that Taurus energy and gives you the ability to take practical action in each one of those areas of your life if there's something that you want to change, if there's something that you're not happy with in one of those areas of your life: career, love, work, money. So accept the energy and then use it to do the actual legwork, because the ideas are already there, but seeing it through hasn't happened yet. And this is a wonderful time to take action. So sitting 2 degrees away from the sun, which is in Scorpio, is Mercury, and Mercury is in retrograde. Mercury retrograde causes communication issues, hiccups, lost emails, trains arriving late, things not being especially accurate, miscommunications happening. That's 2 degrees away from the sun. 1 and 2 is a relationship. The sun is at 19 degrees in Scorpio. So the sun is your identity, it's your solar plexus. So you're very much about being in control of your own feelings and trying to communicate the best you can, and you're kind of focusing on not losing your temper and just being patient and taking a breath. That's what you're focusing on. But this full moon in Taurus showers you with this gift of love and fun and ideas for money and career and making changes. So you get a respite from the Mercury retrograde, which has you worrying that something's going to go wrong. So the 12th of November, and also because it builds up and then it wanes when the energy trickles off, it wanes away. So I would say this affects you the 11th, 12th and 13th of the month. And have a look at the monthly horoscopes for your sign of the zodiac, your sun sign and your rising sign, because those monthly horoscopes tell you which house of your chart this full moon occurs in, and the house is the area of your life that's affected. So if this full moon happens in your second house of money, then you're very, very likely to get some eureka moments money-wise, or to actually receive a lump sum. So it gives you a break from trying to keep everything together, and it's just like, oh, you can relax now, and everything is still stable, the world is not crashing in on your head, everything is okay, and it gives you a sense of relief. Now, Uranus isn't exactly conjunct to the moon because it's 16 degrees away from it, but Uranus is in the area at 3 degrees in Taurus, and that makes it okay for you to accept yourself as different and you're not that intimidated by authority figures and you're not that interested in rules. You see them more as guidelines. So it's a great idea to have kind of maverick, unique ideas that you can then put into practice by doing the legwork. Now let's have a look at what relationships the moon forms. First of all, it creates a grand cross. And a grand cross is this big red square in the sky that is formed between the moon in Taurus, the part of fortune at 25 degrees in Leo, the sun and Mercury in Scorpio, and the rising sign at 25 degrees in Aquarius. So you may feel pulled in lots of different directions and you have so much to do that you don't know what to do and you become overwhelmed and paralyzed and you end up doing nothing. So it's really important to minimize and to streamline. Don't do everything at once. Don't set up the charity and the new business and ask for a promotion and get pregnant today, okay? It's a little bit too much. Focus on one, maximum two things that you want to do, that you want to enjoy with this Taurus energy that you now have in abundance. So do I want to make changes to my love life? Yes, okay. So do that. That in itself is huge. If you want to add something else on that, I really want to change my finances as well, then, I mean, that's a lot of work. So minimize one thing at a time. I would do it one thing at a time. Two, if you think you can handle it. But really get focused and push those other things to the side and say, yes, I'm still interested, but I'm going to do those later. I don't have to do everything today. So take a breath, first of all. You need to take a breath with a grand cross because it's really intense and you're like, and then it's like, oh, I've done nothing. I got so upset for nothing because you just overwhelm yourself. So that's the first thing. The next thing is that it forms a positive trine with Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn. And the ideas that you get about work, your routine and love and all of those things that I've mentioned, when they come into your life on this day, or you bring them into your life by doing the legwork, it's going to have a massive change on your life, and it's going to have a long-term, permanent, positive effect on your life. Like today, let's say you're someone who's 23, you're kind of bobbing around and you don't really know what's going on. And during this Taurus full moon, you decide to go to a party, an outside full moon party, and you're dancing around. And while you're dancing around, you're like, oh my goodness, I should make bracelets and jewelry, and I should sell that on Etsy. Where did that thought come from? And you're still dancing and you're like around, and then you do something with it, you look into it, and you actually, wow, this has turned into a business. I didn't even think. It just kind of popped into my head. And you start doing it, and your bracelets sell like crazy, and suddenly your life is totally changed and you've got a structure, a business, which totally supports you. And it just came in a really light, fun kind of way. And similar messages can come in about your body, what to eat, what not to eat, what exercise to do, what exercise not to do, how you want to look, how you don't want to look, your routine, your money, and your work. It forms a square with the rising sign in Aquarius. So you're not so much interested in being a do-gooder, okay? Each man for themselves. That's your motto at the moment, because you're enjoying this energy and you're using it to make your life richer and more abundant. You're not that interested in teaching other people how to use this energy. Either you got it or you haven't, okay? And here, you're thinking about yourself, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So don't force yourself to be this humanitarian, because it's just you're just swimming against the tide. You're just making life harder for yourself. And then finally, the moon forms a sextile with Black Moon Lilith at 21 degrees in Pisces. So the ego obviously has to chip in and tries to sabotage you, and it tries to say, oh, don't bother with listening to spiritual messages or anything like that. Just focus on the physical. That's what the ego says. That's how the ego tries to sabotage you. Because, remember that example with the girl dancing around, or the boy dancing around? She was doing something and an idea popped into her head. And that's an idea popping into your head. That is called being connected with the spiritual realms. It sounds very complicated, but it isn't. So that's essential for you to have that idea and then to do the legwork. The ego is trying to say, shut yourself off from spirituality, don't accept any ideas, and just work on the idea that you've already got. And I'm saying, stop. That is not the way forward. Listen and be willing and open to new ideas that come in spiritually. Honor them. Pick one, maximum two. Do the legwork, and you can change your life for the better, for good. And that's it. There's a grand trine in the chart, but that has nothing to do with the moon. A grand trine is an area of talent, that's water, so you are going to be very much in touch with your feelings. And I said this in the other reading I did. If during this time there's a question of, do I listen to my thoughts or my heart? Then on the 11th, 12th and 13th of November, listen to your heart, not your head, but I would even extend that for the first 20 days of November. Always listen to your heart, your guidance, your spiritual connection. Whatever you feel inside, listen to that. Not what you're thinking, what you ought to be, what the rules are, what should happen. It's a Mercury retrograde. It's natural that things are going to be a little bit topsy-turvy. But if you listen to your feelings, you can't go wrong. And that's why the ego is trying to prevent you from connecting with your feelings, the spiritual, because it knows that when you do that, that's when you're onto a winner, and that's when it's like the chariot in the tarot. That's when you get into your chariot and you gallop off to victory. That's what this full moon does for you. So check out the monthly horoscope to see exactly what area of your life this falls in, because this is a fabulous gift and an opportunity for all of us. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please head over to my website. It's gregoryscott.com. The newly designed website, I should say, by Erin, gregoryscott.com. It's so beautiful. She's redesigned it to reflect me being back in Glastonbury, and it's just gorgeous. It's really user-friendly, and big announcement if you haven't heard already, I am having my own deck of tarot cards made called the Gregory Scott Tarot. So they're my own cards. Each image is what I've told the artist I wanted. It's being made in Italy at the moment, as we speak, so you can pre-order them on the new glorious website, gregoryscott.com. Head over there to order your personal reading if you have any questions. In my personal readings, I use astrology, tarot, and numerology, and I'm an intuitive astrologer, so I listen to the messages I get as well. If you have any questions about life purpose, vocational aptitudes, where you've been in past lifetimes, strengths and weaknesses, travel, where the best place is for you to live, I use astrocartography for that. If you're at a crossroads and you need to make a choice and you don't know which way to go, I can easily answer any of those questions for you, and really in a concrete way. You're not like vague, like, oh, the stars say maybe, possibly, you may discover something, maybe or not, in a year or two. You know, it's not like that. It's like, okay, I see your chart. You're going to be good at jobs like police officer or welder or locksmith or surgeon or physical therapist or physical instruction teacher. You know, I can give you concrete, specific information, and that's why these are useful. So if you would like a personal reading, or you'd like to pre-order the cards, then head over to the website gregoryscott.com. If you liked the video, then please hit the subscribe button and share it online. That would be awesome. Check out some of the other videos like the monthly horoscopes. I've also done the yearlies for each sign of the horoscope for 2020. I was really curious because I think it's going to be a big, important year. So I went ahead there and already did the horoscopes for 2020. Check those out as well. If you have any questions for me, you know where I am. Just get in touch with me anytime. I hope you have a wonderful couple of days here during this full moon. I'm wishing you all the best and sending you lots of love and kisses. Mwah. Have a lovely, lovely time here, and I'll speak to you soon.